Coming Up is a podcast brought to you by the dedicated and diverse volunteers at 3CR. Just a quick message before you get there. For the month of June, we're asking listeners to donate to the station to help us keep going. In 2023, we're asking our community to stay tuned, stay radical. We rely on the generous donations of community to survive. Go to 3cr.org.au/donate and show your support for community-owned and community-run media. Thanks for your support and happy listening.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard-earned weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
Yes, good morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on the concrete gang. Every Sunday morning, 9:30 on the AM, 8:55 on the AM dial, 3CR. And we're happy to be here, aren't we, boys?
Very happy, my friend.
Stoked.
So we've got Campo and the Golden Eagle. It's turned into the Golden Sparrow, I think. But anyway, that's another story.
Well, it's better than the bald eagle where it started.
Now the bald eagle's gone to the sparrow, Golden Sparrow. If you ever see one of them, it's going to be lucky for you, I'll tell you. But anyway, it's great to be here. We're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, as I said. We've got a bit of job news for a change, but we have to clean up a few misinformations from last week's show. But we'll probably do that first. So anyway, what we've got for the members out there coming up on the 25th of June, we've got the football day down at Port Melbourne, or the ETU Stadium in Port Melbourne. We've got 25th of June on a Sunday. We've got Essendon playing Port Melbourne, or Port Melbourne playing Essendon. If you're a financial member of the CFMU and the ETU, you can get you and your family in for nothing, because we are the sponsors down there. Everyone else just pays. It's not much to get in, but it's going to have a kids' day there. We're going to have jumping castle ice creams and a football clinic at half time. There's some T-shirts for the kids. There's going to be food vans down there. It's going to be televised direct on the day, and so we want plenty of people down there. We want a good crowd, and hopefully it's a good game of football and it's good weather. So it's going to be a fantastic day for the community. Try and help the footy club out in the local community. So if everyone gets behind us, it should be a good day.
Secretary's going to flip the coin?
Secretary's flipping the coin before the game. He's probably going to do a little bit of an interview on Channel 7 as well. And Michael Long's going to be there. And we're hearing maybe James Hurd and our mate.
Yep.
Who's our mate?
Our mate, Pikey.
Pikey's coming. So it's, you can meet a few stars down there. And then we've got the Sparrow and Campo.
Yeah. Well, it should be. I reckon it'll be a good game because they're pretty close on the ladder. They're both, it should be a good contest, and hopefully the mighty Borough can get up. But face painting there for the kids, and like we said, we are the major sponsors down there, us and the ETU, and that's part of being unions, part of being community. So get in there, bring your 100%. Family along, and have a cracker of a day, have a few frothies.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that the unions don't. Port Melbourne would have folded by now without the support of us and a few other people. And generally the building industry, we've got to give the bosses a bit of a rap. There's a few builders and that and subbies behind them too, helping them out. So without that, and I think everyone's morally obligated, if you can, to help these local clubs out to survive, because they do a lot for the community. They get the kids playing football. But I suppose, actually, we should have said there's a women's game on before the men's game too. They're going very well, the women's side. But it involves everyone, the kids, the women, the men. It's just a good thing. So hopefully we see you there on the 25th of June. And hopefully it's a good day.
And a few of the players are CFMU members as well.
Yeah, we've got a lot of players playing, or some players are in the members of the union. And we've got a lot of members down in Port Melbourne. So that's the footy game. We've also got next week the Radiothon.
The big one.
We're on for an hour. Now, we need everyone ringing in. You've got between 9:30 and 10:30 to ring in. Campo's made himself available to cut lawns, clean cars, do dishes, clean dogs, and train dogs. He's done a great job on no balls. He's chewed up, I think he's up to his own.
Third remote.
I'm that good of a dog trainer, I can teach him how to operate a remote. How many people can do that?
Yeah, well, the only trouble is he gets your garage door going up and down a bit up past 3 in the morning, doesn't he?
Yeah,
or something?
He does that. It's ridiculous.
He just has, if he gets his timing right, it'll be magnificent. So, and we've got the Golden Sparrow here. He's happy to do whatever you want. So you can ring up and get these blokes to sing songs or do whatever. But we just want the phones ringing for an hour, because the number is, Campo?
The number is 94198377.
Magnificent. So just ring in, and we'll hopefully have a bit of fun, and hopefully raise. We've got a fair amount of money to raise for the 3CR. So it's keep the Concrete Gang on the radar for I think it's our 48th year.
48th year.
48th year. So keep it going. We're a couple of years to our 50th. I hope I'm still here.
And if you do ring in and Warren answers the phone, please just keep your conversation short.
Don't
Just say, I'm here to give money, hang up.
No, yeah, well, I think we've put a ban on Warren because he only took one call last year and went for an hour and a half, and the bloke donated $5. But anyway, so look, have a good laugh, and don't leave you sitting there for an hour. So make sure you all ring up and just donate whatever you can. It'll be fantastic. And also, if you're on site, we've got raffle tickets going around for the Concrete Gang. Good prizes. There's the old $5,000 travel voucher, a $3,000 Milwaukee tool, power tool set, which is good for the tradesmen, and two $1,000 vouchers, one liquor and one food. So it's about $9,000 worth of prizes, I think, for $10 tickets. So they're going around the sites. If you want some tickets, buy them around the sites, or ring the union office, and hopefully that'll be drawn on the 2nd of July. We're doing it live here in the radio studio, so we'll get some celebrity coming and draw that. And it's not TV, you can't see it, but we're doing it live.
Any stewards that weren't at the meeting the other day, come in, there's still some boxes at the front desk, grab some raffle tickets.
Get into
we need them all gone.
Yeah, we need a few more to go out. And also there's the 3CR radio Concrete Gang beanies and T-shirts going around. So if you want some, just who we ring?
Hit up the stewards.
Hit up the stewards.
Ring Gorilla.
Yeah, ring Gorilla, yeah. 3 bananas. So that's about it for that. So we might forget. Skinner. We missed Skinner's anniversary of his death. You know, I think it was 9 years last week.
Yeah.
Goes quick, doesn't it?
Good old Skinner was a great Irish organiser for us for years, and he sort of met an untimely death. When he retired, went back to Ireland and took his own life. So it's very, very sad, and we sort of still struggle to get over it. But he was a great fighter for the union.
Used to lead all our rallies, all the marches.
And the Irish cause, Skinner, we've never forgot him, and never will, and his family and all the Irish boys out there were close to Skinner. You know, we send our regards, and just on that, if anyone needs some mental help or whatever, ring the union and
get on Eaglink.
Or ring one. You know, and make sure they're all right. Ring your mates and have a chat. If one of the mates don't look the best or looks a bit down, you know, have a chat to him and we can get him some help. So Skinner, we're going to play a track for him today a bit later.
2 tracks.
2 tracks. There you go. All right. So let's get down to a bit of day-to-day stuff. We've had a rather large week this week, haven't we, brothers?
Big week, busy week.
We'll start on the loading base, Camp, because you mounted this big charge. You did a while ago with these loading bays are things that stick out the side of the buildings where we drop the loads on with the cranes. There was a bloke in New South Wales that was killed. I'm not sure exactly how, but I don't think he was putting a load on, but he's fell off the loading bay somehow.
He's fell off the loading bay. I believe he was a plasterer. Fell off the loading bay and fell multiple floors and tragically died. That was on a build job in New South Wales.
Yeah, he was in a coma for a while, then he was coming good. And then I think he had a massive bleed in his abdominal and
passed away.
Obviously,
what we're talking about is loading bay or crane bays. You see them, they come out of the building, and that's where the cranes drop their loads. We are having a campaign on them. WorkSafe in New South Wales come out with their thing was you shouldn't be on a loading bay if you don't have a high-risk ticket. So I know our shop stewards have been put on notice to go out there and make sure if you don't have a high-risk ticket, you shouldn't be on the loading bay. If you, pretty much, if you're not crane crew, there's no need for you to be on there.
Well, even crane crew, mate, you bring a load down, they should have a hand line on them. You can sort of stand just inside there. When the load gets close, you sort of line it up for the loading bay and bring it down. You don't have to be on the loading bay. And obviously, if you're bringing a load down on a loading bay, you shouldn't be on it because there's not if the load shifts, you've got nowhere to go. So you're better off on inside side. So if something happens, you can jump backwards.
You've always got to have escape entry, and it's the only way is to be inside the. And the other thing is too, there's daily checks that's supposed to be done. There's all this stuff. Engineering supposed to be done on the actual loading bay. So we are having a campaign on it. They are a big thing. When they pull them down, we had a bloke at Hanson Yunkin. He got injured. His leg got injured in the process of pulling it down. And so it is a campaign on it. And the New South Wales boys are going out and having their campaign on it. So we're going to be doing the same. And it's just one of those things. Probably we probably haven't looked at for a bit, but we need to get into, like we said.
Yeah, well, you're the fine man that picked up on it, but there's a lot of new models now. I mean, in the old days, simple was the best, I think. For the old blokes listening, you had the loading bay. We put four acro props on it. We'd put tube and tie the acro props at the top. We'd also put dyno bolts in the roof so it didn't shift. And all that, but they've got these new sliding ones and
cheaper companies,
Clark ones and Preston's. I don't know about those. I think
Preston's used to have every one because they had the pattern on the actual loading bay, and now
they didn't have every one, but I mean they
had the pattern on the loading bay
on the shifting ones.
Yeah, the only ones shifting out, they had the pattern on it, so they were on every job. But now that what is it? That pattern's been lifted, so that's now you've got like Clark's, you've got all these other. Different sorts, different makes.
Cheaper ones.
Cheap products,
Cheaper products, cheaper companies coming in, trying to undercut everyone and look what happens.
And the builders are trying to put more, and the actual companies supplying them are trying to put more risk on the builders and not actually doing the paperwork themselves, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing about the slide ones, they can obviously slide them in, but they have them all in the same spot, up the whole building.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got the static ones that you can't pull in and out, they've got to stagger them about, so... Yeah. That's the issue, and they have more entrance ways into the building, which they've got to leave windows out and glass out for later. So it's all that. So these things are great ideas until the blokes start getting killed, and then anyway, unfortunately, it's got to be looked at. But there's going to be a big push on about those. We've got stripping crews. Yeah. Geez, what about that?
Stripping crews.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dodgy mobs going around in the suburbs. They're
formwork stripping crew. So, say if I'm a formwork company, say I'm just Adam Skamolotsky formwork company,
Campo formwork
company. I'll get the contract for the formwork, and then what I do is I subcontract out the stripping, so the actual pulling of it down.
Called pyramid.
Bastardising the formwork.
I subby that part out. And then I get a crew in, and they do it on a meterage rate, pull down the formwork. You know what I mean? So they get paid by how many metres of formwork they pull down. They drop strip. It's a disaster. It's a practice. It's you see it in the suburbs. We've all come across it, but we are having a campaign on it. Our thing is, you put the formwork up, you should be the one pulling it
for sure.
You should be pulling it down. So
it's just another way, getting things done cheaper, and at the end, these guys are getting paid nothing. They're not EBA. They're probably not even in the union, I'd say. But
it's a way of breaking down the trade too. You know what I mean? Like that's what happens. You look at the plastering industry. The plasterer used to do the whole lot. Now you got plasterers just stop, hang. It's
just frame, just stop, just sand, different crews.
So it's a way of breaking down the conditions. So we're having a massive campaign on that. So all the shop stewards obviously got put on notice at the shop stewards meeting that. we're not accepting it, and
It's
got
got
to
to
stop.
That's it. And, okay, so what we might do is go to a little number here we've got for our old mate Skinner. What do you got, Campo?
Dublin.
Dublin.
Raised on songs and stories, heroes of renown, the passing tales and glories that once was Dublin town. The hallowed halls and houses, the haunting children's rhymes, that once was part of Dublin in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Oh, me name it is Sean Dempsey, as Dublin as could be, born hard and late in Pimlico, in a house that ceased to be. By trade I was a cooper, lost out to redundancy, like my house that fell to progress, my trade's a memory. And I courted Peggy Dignam, as pretty as you please, a rogue and a child of Mary from the rebel liberties. I lost her to a student chap with skin as black as coal, when he took her off to Birmingham, she took away my soul. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Oh, the years have made me bitter, the gargle dims me brain, 'cause Dublin keeps on changing and nothing seems the same. The pillar and the Met have gone, the Royal long since pulled down, as the grey unyielding concrete makes a city of my town. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Fare thee well, sweet Anna Liffey, I can no longer stay and watch the new glass cages that spring up along the quay. My mind's too full of memories, too old to hear new chimes. I'm a part of what was Dublin in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times.
What a great song.
Yeah, well, everyone will be up and about after that, won't they? Jeez.
Good old Skinner. That's a good one. Well, apologies for not remembering last week, but and all that noise you're hearing there's
Campo fucking up the
old passion fingers.
Old passion fingers buckling around the microphone. But anyway,
George falling apart. That's why we need a fundraiser.
Ironside.
Well, you got to celebrate the wins, and it's been a long time coming.
Did they sign or not?
Yeah,
they're signed. They're in the office. So
Wednesday,
obviously
Thursday?
you got to celebrate the wins, and we've been campaigning Ironside for a long time. They were in last Wednesday, and they've signed the agreement, so they're done.
Signed the dotted line.
Another one down.
So
it's a bit early him for a donation for the concrete gang, or what?
Probably not.
Well, I would have thought it comes with all the conditions.
They've got a fair work out of the concrete gang over the years.
So, yeah, that's a big win. Like I said, they're probably the biggest one in that non-EBA space at the moment. So we've got them. Obviously, they'll probably finish off some of the projects they've got now, that are ongoing. Transition period. But,
Are they happy to be in the gang? Or they skip in? And
like everyone, they are. Once they get in, they're happy. But it's just they're a bit nervous at the start.
Just a bit nervous at the start, yes. Well, anyway, to all the brothers out there, the organisers did all the hard yards. Congratulations to all you blokes. It was a great battle. And in the end, we won again.
That'll set the catalyst for the rest of them now, won't it?
I'll tell you what, I'd be a bit nervous if I was co-building a few of them other non-EBA ones.
Econ.
Yeah,
once one tumbles, they all come tumbling down.
Valio.
Valio,
Yes.
But,
So anyway, great win. So we move on, brothers, loading bays and Vaughan Construction. Jeez, I've heard a bit of bad. Get a bit aggressive out in their job there, Sparrow.
And I believe it was the rep that was getting aggressive with our organiser. Yeah, the rep.
Our rep.
Or not our rep. He was aggressive with our organiser.
So he was their rep.
Their rep.
HSR.
They're appointed, not one that we'd put there.
Self-appointed?
Self-appointed, yeah.
Self-appraised?
Wearing all the Vaughan gear.
Yeah, oh God.
Yeah.
Cool.
He didn't like what our organiser had to say, and he spat the dummy and carried on like a spoilt little brat.
Let's be honest, Vaughan's, they're a low-altitude flyer, aren't they? They're just,
Well, that's the thing. They flood under the radar a bit, aren't they?
Yeah. And their jobs are a shit fight. Their reps, which they appoint, they're not union-appointed safety reps.
Well, the spotlight's going to be on them now because they are creeping up, getting bigger jobs. This is an $80 million job. So.
Yeah.
And we must send the special cheerio out to Don Scott and Sammy Newman. They've got their podcast, which I'll find out what's it called because they give us a cheerio on theirs.
Yeah.
We're also getting a call from a radio show this week sometime to talk about the footy day from one of the young fellas down the club.
I've got to say, CFMU stands for construction, mining, and
forestry,
mining.
I nearly fucked it up myself then. I had a bit of trouble.
You didn't nearly, you did.
Yeah, I did. So
you fumbled through that, man.
I was going to throw the maritime in there. I didn't know where we're at, but we still just.
No.
Sometimes there's a double M in there somewhere as well.
That messed me up. That double M. I don't know.
Jesus, Camp. I just when I thought you were coming good,
mate. But we do talking about that. We do have to mention. Hasn't Michael O'Connor been in the paper a bit of scallywag behaviour?
For a bit of untidy behaviour.
Untidy behaviour, please. We have been saying it's been in a bit of trouble.
And my favourite, he's back there again, my favourite.
Who?
Who's my favourite? Alan Joyce. Decides to sell just a couple of his shares during the week, $17 million worth, to buy himself a new penthouse, $9 million penthouse or something. And we're driving the work this morning. Ever guess what?
What?
They're advertising for new workers. They 250 more pilots and staff and all that because they sacked them all. And when they sacked them all last time, that's when we gave them the government gave them all those
$1 billion
worth of lovely of taxpayers' money. Then they made record profits. Did any of that lovely come back to the government, or is it just the punters have got shares in it?
Then he sent out the email. He wanted the executive to do the baggage handling as well because he sacked everyone.
And not only that, they're going to have one pilot. So if you want one pilot, that's the next thing they're pushing.
Yeah. But let's be honest.
The big kangaroo it's turned into the little wombat.
I was listening to the radio this morning when they were doing the advertising for the jobs. They're actually advertising them overseas.
Yeah, of course. That's where they're going anyway.
It's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Because all the people that were employed, they're on the good EBA agreements. So what they do, sack them all and bring all this new lot in some shit workplace agreement. Yeah. It's a joke. Alan Joyce, the great Australian police, don't...
You'd think the government have some prerequisites in place when they give them $1 billion when you fire, right?
Well, now we're running behind.
Proper labour.
The other one.
You got me going on that.
The other one, what about that grub, the Reserve Bank, Phil Lowe? Telling people we should work harder.
Work harder.
Yeah.
Interest rates are going up. Just work a bit harder. Work a bit harder. What's he on here?
Oh, he's not enough money to choke a donkey.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's...
Poor
It's a war against the working class, that's what it is.
100%.
Well, we know that.
100%.
Now, listen, we're getting behind, so let's stop rattling on.
You're the director.
Yeah, I know. We're going shit out. So yeah, I can see that, mate. I could till you put your finger on it, you know. We were happy enough, or some of us showed enough respect to go to Dave Noonan's retirement last night.
Yeah, it was a great dude. You went, I went. Where were you, Bald?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh, what were you doing?
Shaving
The bloke's been leading our union.
I was looking after the kids.
Union official for 40 years, leading
so
our
to
union.
Dave Noonan, who's was the secretary, the national secretary of the union, did a fantastic job under all those hard years with the ABCC front in the press. I thought he did a great job, you know, doing Royal Commissions and all that. So Dave, from the Concrete Gang, he always gives us a bit of time to come in here and tell us what was going on. So hope you have a great retirement, although he's still with Seabus and all those other things. But anyway, I hope you have a good retirement, Dave, and we'll see you down at Port Melbourne for a few Port Melbourne beers.
That's it. 40 years representing working class people for the union. Good on him, Dave.
All right, now we're running out of time, but there's a big push on at the moment because we're back to the old using excavators being used as cranes, like we just saw next door on the way in here this morning. Yeah. So so they're not cranes; they're for digging, not lifting loads or placing loads.
Pipes, pits, and trench fields.
That's it.
Not unloading trucks.
And pits and that. So there's a big push on for that at the moment. So beware and Delta. All right, now we go to scallywags, canes, plasterers.
Again.
You still haven't sorted that out, mate?
Oh, we thought we had it sorted out, and then they're just playing up again. They think plasterers can all be sole traders, don't need super, don't need Inco.
Canes are pushing that line.
Yeah. Don't need long service leave. And now the plasterers are getting jacked because they're speaking to people working next to them and thinking, well, I should be entitled to this too, so...
And they're calling the police.
The boss is calling the police because the boys are in the shed, so he's calling the police on me now. So,
so that door should swing open any minute.
Yeah, they're coming to get us.
And as before, we've had the CIA, well, not the CIA. Who do you call our local
ASIO?
Yeah. We've got Canes co-build.
Co-build, obviously, mate. If you go on our Facebook page, they've had a few issues. They had props fall off the jobs, collapse.
And Vaughan's. So we've already gone over Vaughan's.
Yep.
There's our three candidates. Suki Lala, they're talking about being Campo, always talking about the Bombers. We haven't mentioned this week, but now that they've brought it up, go Bombers.
Go Bombers, and especially them Carlton fans.
And Carlton fans. So who are we giving the scallywag to? Co-build.
Co-build.
And the Suki Lala to us.
It's just you, yeah.
To us.
All right, so that's it for another week. And but I must... I was going to
call in.
I was going to say a big word there. I couldn't get it out, but call-in's a good one. A radiothon for next week, so 9:30 to 10:30. Make sure you ring in. Just, you know, if you've got money, ring in and just leave a horrible message for us. It'd be fantastic.
$10.
And the raffle tickets, very important to get rid of them raffle tickets.
All right, we'll go the same old way. Dare to struggle.
Dare to win.
If you don't fight,
you lose.
And it's good morning for the Concrete Gang, and we're going out with
Joe McDonald.
From Belfast town I came, that city I will never see again. For in the town of Belfast I spent many happy days. I love that town in oh so many ways. For it's there I spent my childhood and found for me a wife. I then set out to make for her a life. But all my young ambitions met with bitterness and hate. I soon found myself inside a prison gate. And you dare to call me a terrorist while you look down your gun. When I think of all the deeds that you had done. You had plundered many nations, divided many lands. You had terrorized their peoples. You ruled with an iron hand, and you brought this reign of terror to my land. Through those many months' internment in the Maidstone and the Maze, I thought about my land throughout those days. Why my country was divided, why I was now in jail, imprisoned without crime or without trial. And though I love my country, I am not a bitter man. I've seen cruelty and injustice at first hand. So then one fateful morning I shook bold freedom's hand. For right or wrong I'd try to free my land. And you dare to call me a terrorist while you look down your gun. When I think of all the deeds that you had done. You had plundered many nations, divided many lands. You had terrorized their peoples. You ruled with an iron hand, and you brought this reign of terror to my land. Then one cold October's morning, trapped in a lion's den, I found myself imprisoned once again. I was committed to the H-blocks for 14 years or more. On the blanket, the conditions, they were poor. Then a hunger strike we did commence for the dignity of man. But it seemed to me that no one gave a damn. But now I am a saddened man. I've watched my comrades die. If only people cared or wondered why. And you dare to call me a terrorist while you look down your gun. When I think of all the deeds that you had done. You had plundered many nations, divided many lands. You had terrorized their peoples. You ruled with an iron hand, and you brought this reign of terror to my land. May God shine on you, Bobby Sands, for the courage you have shown. May your glory and your fame be widely known. Francis Hughes and Ray McCreesh, who died unselfishly, and Patsy O'Hara, and the next in line is me. And those who lie behind me, may your courage be the same, and I pray to God my life is not in vain. Ah, but sad and bitter was the year of 1981, for everything I've lost and nothing's won.
Did you enjoy listening to that podcast? 3CR is a community radio station, and you, the listener, are a part of that community. Right now, it's our radiothon. We need you to pitch in with a few dollars to keep the station going. We can't do it without you. It's easy. Head to 3cr.org.au/donate. Your donations really matter.